Disclaimer, copyrights enforced. The following is based on true events, facts, fiction, second-party observations, nonsense, hearsay, bullshit. You be the judge. One thing we guarantee is 100% pure entertainment. All names, places, persons, and things, etc. have been changed for privacy issues. This show is R-rated, may contain obscene language, nudity, not for persons under 18. Please listen responsibly. I'm ready, bros. I'm ready.
Hello, everyone out there in the Blowhard Talkhard world. This is Reimer, and I'm just about to get the show started while I'm waiting for Julian to show up to the studio. I just want to take this moment and just say this is not going to be our normal program. Normally, we'd be sitting in our little studio, actually bantering back and forth and, getting set up with our producer, Pat. But due to these extraordinary circumstances that currently I'm sure all of us know about, it'd be a surprise if there's somebody out there who's like, wait a minute, why is there nobody outside? Or if you don't have a TV or just perhaps just walked out of the bush and walked into this world of going, man, humanity's gotten like really slow. What's going on, man? That would be a little bit fucked up. So as we're in this world of pandemic and COVID, we thought we would do this from afar and see what we come up with. And I don't know. I don't know if it's so much stressful. It's definitely a setback into the world of attempting to be creative and start this podcast and, kind of find our toehold in the podcast world, let alone, get out there and say what we want to say and not being in person to do that. It's been a challenge. We've been on the phone back and forth, and as we're doing that, we're going, hey, how can we record this, and, we're going to try and figure out some way. I know there's a lot of online tools that are available that could be useful to us. We're just going to try and find out what our best resource is to make that happen. If you guys got suggestions, let us know. Please, what you guys are using out there, we'd be happy to learn from people who already have this experience, trying to figure out these details ourselves on this end. And we're also just taking the time, at least for myself, just taking the time, relaxing, trying to eat well, exercise, which by exercise, I mean, get up from the couch, walk to the fridge, open the fridge door, look inside, hum, ho, hum, and then go back to the couch going, shit, I need to go and get groceries. And, I have no problem going out and doing that. And I noticed when I did go out, people are, staying their safe social distance. I have heard some people get spanked. Not in the fun way, sadly, but just get back away or too close. But not a lot. I think a lot of people have been really respectful of this and really aware. And moreover, when I see seniors and older people, I've been quite cautious about that, giving them a wide berth in the aisles or just, avoiding them completely because, this is not anything anybody's asked for. And we should do our utmost and be decent and respectful human beings to one another. And I hope that's at the end of all of this is something that actually we take away is just perhaps maybe being a little bit more respectful to one another would be a good I don't know, what do you call that, mantra going forward. I'd like to see a lot more of that, even in my own self. I could definitely be kinder to people, strangers or not. This virus right now is not discriminating against anyone, and it's definitely not. It has no friends, so we need to be careful and protective of definitely our most vulnerable. That's the seniors and children, and and just everybody. We all have parents out there, and whether you like them or not, we don't want anybody have to succumb to something miserable. The numbers keep going up. At least that's what I've been seeing in the news at this time. And I think, not to be Debbie Downer here, but, Patty positive to say that, I think we as a species will come out of this, for the better. And I think it's a good time for a little bit of reflection of where we're at in the world and, what we want in our world. Perhaps we can make this a better place. And that said, I'm looking forward to getting back into the studio and being face to face with Julian and producer Pat, and getting this podcast underway. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I know we've just gotten started. This is just the beginning. We got a few behind us, and we've learned a lot. Our curve has been, going upwards, which is a good thing when you're learning. Terrible when you're infecting. So we want to keep the learning curve going up and the pandemic curve going down. So we're going to get the show started. Thank you very much for joining us. Julian, I know when he comes in here, he's got some crazy stories he wants to share and tell. He says he got a few little tidbits he's going to throw at everyone. So enjoy them. Until then, stay safe.
Welcome back, listeners. Blowhard Talkhard with Julian. My buddy Reimer had an emergency, so he had to go. But the show, like they say, the show still must go on. I'd like to thank Reimer for his little Corona, what do you call it? We'll call it the Corona update, I guess. His feelings, his thoughts, well said. But life is short, so everybody, just be careful, stay safe, stay home, do what's the right thing, just so we can get over this and get back to day-to-day life. So moving forward, Blowhard Talkhard's not going anywhere, so we have to give you a little bit of something. The voice quality might not be the best because we are going to be doing things a little bit differently until, again, we're all allowed to be in the same studio, et cetera, et cetera. But we got some ideas, but we'll talk about that in the near future. Just because I'm used to going the banter back and forth with Reimer, I'll just get into a couple of little quick stories regarding some strip clubs and some weird stuff, I'll just say the story. You guys will get the gist and be like, what the fuck? Really? Why? How come? Why would he do that? But they're pretty funny, and they're, I hope to bring some enjoyment, a little crazy enjoyment, outside the box enjoyment to everybody out there. Because again, it is a stressful time. Let's just take a quick commercial break, like a 2-minute pause, and I'll come back and share the nonsense. Be right back, people. Blowhard Talkhard.
Hey, hi. Sorry to interrupt, but this is Pat the producer, and before we carry on with this week's episode, I too just wanted to chime in and let folks know how I am doing. Thanks for your concern, Julian and Reimer. I imagine you guys are doing well. I want to believe I have not received any calls or messages or emails from either of you regarding my well-being because I have sequestered myself away to ride out the hysteria on my family's estate in the English countryside. Just taking it one day at a time. Feeling good, although I do have a rash. I do not believe it is COVID-19 related. I fell asleep amongst the mules in the barn the other day, so perhaps that could be the reason. Regardless, I miss you guys and pray daily to various gods that we will be reunited in the recording studio very soon. In the meantime, like everyone else, I am staying strong. However, if I die, Julian, you can have my cowboy boots. Sorry Reimer, but he asked first. Rock on everyone and fight the good fight. And now, on with the show.
Welcome back, listeners. Julian here, Blowhard Talkhard, located on all platforms where you get your regular podcast. Make sure to search us, Blowhard space Talkhard. You'll find our channel, subscribe, and you'll get to hear us from the trailers to episodes to up to date. So, continuing with today's episode, like I said, Reimer had to run, so I'll just finish off the show with a couple of the stories, and hopefully you enjoy, which I'm pretty sure you will. How about we start off with a industry story. I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was telling me that this gentleman gave her a private message and asked if he could purchase all the daily used condoms. And I was like, excuse me, please repeat. He writes that he wanted to buy all the clients' condoms for the day, actually for the whole week. So every day, like let's pretend she's seen 4 people. And how many of the guys used condoms, like when they wanted to come inside the condom, she was supposed to take it and like put it to the trash, whatever, but save them. for him. So if she, say 4 guys, maybe 2 guys in each condom, say 7, 6 condoms full of complete strangers come. And he was willing to pay, not even gonna lie, about $50 each. So I guess maybe that was like a $300 day if there was 6 of them. And he was willing to buy it every shift she worked. And I would ask her, like, why do you think he would buy them? Like, what's he going to do with them? Like, now, if Reimer was here, we'd be, like, laughing and saying, why would he buy them? What's he going to do with them? Use them as protein drinks? Use them as a mix for Caesar salad? Or is he going to just, I don't know, is he going to blend them all in the morning with his protein shake, like to the combination of all the 6? Maybe he thinks he gets superpowers. Man, it's just crazy. But at the end, she did it for a week. I think he purchased, I don't know, I think she only worked 2 days that week. So I think, yeah, whatever, I don't know, maybe 10 of them, 10 condoms. So, and, she made a few bucks off them, but then after that, just found it too gross. You know, the guy, she goes, look kind of nerdy, like a professor, like a Seinfeld, like George the Costanza character. So she kind of got like, you know, creeped out. But yeah, so he bought them and paid for them and left. He never booked her though. He didn't want to book her. He didn't want nothing to do with her. And she is hot as fuck. But he didn't want nothing to do with the actual, he just wanted the people's, I guess, leftovers or, you know, the inside of her, maybe then his release. And then he was, again, maybe he was gonna, I thought about it. I don't know what the fuck he would do with it. Maybe he would use them as body lotion. I am confused, but he buy them and keep them and use them for whatever crazy. We can think about it. Add a comment. I'd really like to know what you think. Why he would do that and pay pretty good money. Like, come on, like you're not getting, you know, even for free, first of all, you don't take that shit, but whatever. He obviously got them and used them for whatever crazy reason he thought. But I guess his craziness is is norm for him. But I guess, I don't even know what to say. I'm stunned. But that was one story. I'm going to give you another one right now. It's going to be called Fight Club. But this one is really like a little bit stripper related. So let me just get my thoughts and I'll put this one together. You guys are going to love this story. You won't believe this ever happened at a strip club too, with 2 beautiful girls. It'll be very, very interesting and you'll be very, very surprised. Let me put it that way. It's nothing sexual, but you will be very, very surprised. Ding, ding.
You're probably one of those people saying, hey, where can I listen to your podcast? Well, guess what? You're probably listening to it now.
I thought we were doing it right now.
I know, we're live.
Oh, interesting. So why are you saying that like that?
Well, because people ask this question all the time.
Where do you find us?
You can find us on all platforms.
Example, I don't even know.
I don't know. You can listen to Spotify, YouTube, blah, 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 iTunes.
What do I search? Because last time I was trying to type it out, the guy was like confused.
I know. You just got to tell him, go to Blowhard Talkhard. Right?
Blowhard Talkhard.
You got it.
Ding, ding. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Like I was saying, strippers. I think I'm going to name this little short story Fight Club. I'm pretty much giving it away with the title, but it's still an amazing story. It's just crazy. Again, nothing sexual, but nuts. Here we go. I was at the strip club with one of my favorite girls at I'm there, and there's my beautiful, I have a friend there, like, you know, there's a few girls that I know, like, very well. And as soon as they see me, they always come up to me, give me a hug, give me a kiss, you know, just have a drink, what's new, etc., etc. This girl is a light-skinned girl. Like, I'm telling you, the prettiest face I've ever seen on one girl has to be her. Like, tall, beautiful. She's young, like 20 years old, but she's very mature, like, for her age. She has to be. You have to be in that kind of environment. You got to be tough, but you also got to be smart. You know, it's a hustle, right? But facially, I've never seen anything like her. Like, the lips, the face, the eyes. She carries it well. But, so I walk in, this one day, and I'm just grab a seat. The waitress comes over, brings me my drink, and she sees me. She's always there during the daytime, so she spots me. So I give her that simple wave, whatever. So right away she comes over, and she gives me my standard hug, kiss, whatever. How you doing? So then I look at her, like I said, stunning face, and I look at her, and I could see like there's a lot of makeup like on her right eye and like her cheek, and I go, what's going on with your face? And she's like, she points. That girl over there did it. Like to the other, there was another girl in the corner sitting down playing with her phone. And I go, holy fuck. I go, what happened? She goes, we fight. I go, oh man, wow, that's too bad. Why? Like, she goes, I don't know, whatever. She didn't really say why. So all of a sudden, I'm like, fuck, that looks pretty bad. When did it happen? She goes, oh, this is last week. So I'm like, imagine how bad it looked before. So all of a sudden, the other girl gets up and sees her and just walks on over to our table, gives her a nice hug, and they like a real kiss, like on the lips. And I'm like, whoa. Like, I thought you guys just fought. Like, I didn't say it out loud because I didn't want the other girl to, know that she told me. So, she gave her that hug, that kiss. I said hello, whatever. But the other girl didn't sit because she figured I'm the guy who's going to give her friend money or whatever. So she didn't want to intrude. Because I did offer her to sit, but she said, no, it's okay. So as soon as she leaves, I go to her. I go, what's going on exactly? I thought you just told me you guys fought. She goes, yeah, we do it all the time. I go, but she just kissed you like a fucking, like she loves you. She goes, well, she does. That's why we fight. That's why we do it. I go, okay, man, like, please, like, get to the point here. Like, I'm getting really confused. And I'm sure you guys are like going, what the hell, fuck, what's going on here? Like, what the fuck is this girl talking about? Again, if Reimer was here, he'd probably be saying the same thing. Like, okay, like, what's going on? So she goes, well, there's a client, a guy there that pays before every shift, not every shift, when he's in that mood, he pays them to fight outside at this little park near the club. And I'm going, he pays you to fight? Yeah, like to really fight each other. And the harder they fight, like the more, like the crazier the fight, the more money he gives them. And I'm, like if you guys ever watch those YouTube videos when they make the bums or the homeless people fight and whatever, they all videotaped it. It was a little fad, I believe. I don't know, it was a while ago anyways. But so now I'm like, she's doing this girls strip club, fight club, if you can believe it. I never heard it, and I've been there a million times. I've seen her a million times before, but she never, ever shared that part. The fights, and the guy would pay more if they would go harder, crazier, more shots, whatever. And I go, give me an example of what happened this week. She goes, well, we full out punch, like, no slaps, like punch, like facial, like punch in the face, kicks. She grabbed me by the hair. She was dragging me across the grass, like just pulling her, just pulling her across the grass and just kicking her. They're not allowed to scratch, like, because, they don't want to leave permanent kind of scars, right? And I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. Good for you guys. You actually have, like, rules. But they're fucking mental. So she goes, first, I go, how do you start? What's the procedure here? Like, he's there. You guys are standing there. There's no hatred amongst you, right? So she goes, well, not really. No, obviously. We're just doing it. I go, so you just do it for the money. So I go, who goes first? What do you do? Like, who throws the first punch? She goes, well, this time she gave me like a little kick, and then obviously I reacted, tried to block her, then I sort of tried to punch her, and then the next thing you know, we're going at it. And I'm like, okay, like she goes, yeah, punch, back and forth, hitting each other. This time she got the better of me because I sort of fell, and then she started dragging me by the hair across the ground, like pulling me like 5 feet, 6 feet. And I'm like, oh, in the meantime, I'm screaming because it fucking hurts my head. And then she lets go. She gets on top of me, gives me a fucking punch right square to the face. I sort of roll up, try to roll her off, which I do. Now I go, what about this guy? She goes, he's watching. He's fucking loving it. Like, he's like really like go. Like, he's encouraging you. Like, I'm like, motherfucker, this guy's a fucking, like, he's getting like really into it. Like, he's going kick her, punch her. Like, that's what she's telling me, right? Like, do this. She kept saying spit in her face when he had her down, but she goes, no, we don't do scratching, spitting. That's like disrespectful. I go, yeah, I guess that is kind of disrespectful, but pulling your hair and dragging you across the grass is okay, or punching you square in the face is not bad. But remember, don't scratch me because I don't like that, or spitting is bad. But the fight continues, and 10 minutes of like literally going at it. Then she goes, we have to, sometimes if it's really bad, we don't even go do our shift because, we are like, our lips are bleeding or something swollen. And I'm like, wow, holy, this is like severe. And I go, okay, how much did you get for this particular 10-minute brawl? She goes, because it was a good one. Like, the shots were flying. My eye, everything was like bloodied a little bit. My cheek, she was kind of busted up too. He gave us $500 each. I go, $500? I go, that's not really a lot. Like, I know for a fact, if you went to work, you'd make $1,000. She goes, yeah, but this way I don't have to go into the work, do the whole thing. We had a 10-minute fight. I go home, chill out, fuck my boyfriend, do this, fucking whatever I fucking have to do. I'm like, all right. Again, the guy's just like, does the guy go in the strip club after? Does he get dances? No. He came at the beginning. That's how he met us. And basically now he just texts us, and we meet him at the park where we always do it. They have a couple of spots, he said. And they just go for it, and they wail on each other, and he pays them. He goes, usually he only gives us $200-300 because we don't go that nuts because we want to go to work too, right? So I go, fuck, man, you give blowjobs there, man, $100-150. You give 7-8 a day, you make $1,500. Like, I don't get why you would do this. I think they like it too, maybe a few punches, who wins, whatever. But they fought about. She goes, she's beating me like 6-4. Like, she's won 6 out of the 4 fights. I go, oh, you even keep tabs on the total of wins. But is this guy like he's obviously got issues because he's paying girls to punch each other out, and he goes home and probably gets off on it. And I didn't even know this happens. They did it. They do it. I don't know if they still do it, but again, they don't always go that crazy. But if somebody started punching me in the face and dragging me across the grass, I'd be pretty mad. But again, when they're actually good friends, and you can see the way they hug and kiss, it's pretty. You wouldn't believe it. But again, it's one of Julian's crazy stories.
Ding, ding. I'm supposed to say search Blowhard Talkhard, because the guy at the hotel was like, 1 word, 2 words, it's not coming up. Like, so you should say that. You should say Blowhard. If you guys are having difficulty finding us, you've already found us, you dummies. Don't insult people though. Because you say ding ding. We're located on all platforms. Blah blah.
We're
blah.
located on all platforms. That's nice. Okay.
Located on all platforms, so you guys find us. You obviously found us to fucking be listening to this.
Yeah.
But if you need to search Blowhard space Talkhard. Ding ding.
Julian back, people, listeners. So far, we're doing pretty good. Here's little story number 3. The first 2, I hope you enjoyed. I thought they were pretty crazy, pretty funny. I know they lack the back and forth banter that me and Reimer have, but stories are still very interesting, intriguing, crazy, just like kind of mind-boggling, I figure. This one here is another, what the fuck is wrong with people? I don't know. I listen, and then I just shake my head, and I try to figure it out. But at the end, I have no answer. Moving forward, this one here. It's about a boyfriend and a girlfriend thing. So they have a relationship. There's a guy and a girl relationship. Every time they get together, they fuck whatever. She sucks him off. He's about to come. So he has bottles of water. So he spills like a quarter of the bottle, or he drinks it, whatever, and just leaves like a quarter of it gone. So he comes in her mouth. Great. Sounds good, right? Everybody's laughing. Everybody's normal. No big deal. But she spits it into the bottle of water. Again, all right, whatever. Now you're saying, what the fuck? Is he going to drink it? What's he going to do with it? So whatever. No. He puts the cap on. Closes it all up. Nice and tight. Puts it on the side for now. They finish what they're doing. Who the fuck knows what they do? Maybe he bangs her. Maybe he doesn't. Probably doesn't. He's a loser anyways, obviously. But let's just skip all the other, whatever he does and who they do, who cares, right? The point is the bottle of water with the spit of cum that she puts back into the bottle from her mouth. She spits it from her mouth into the bottle of water. He closes it up and he puts it in the shelf, in the cupboard. Fucked up thing is there's already 40 bottles of the same thing. 40 bottles of water bottles with cum in the bottle of water, like hoarded into the shelf. Now, here's the part where like you're like, the fuck is going on again? Like, why would somebody do that? Like, what is the purpose of him saving this fucking bottle of water with his own sperm in it? Okay, it's not as bad as the condom guy, because at least it's his. But again, what the fuck's he doing with it? And he's not even like drinking it like right away. He's saving it. Like, is there something that you could do where you could save it, like, and you could have a baby? That's your sperm for babies? No, right? That has to be frozen. See, again, I'm not the smart guy on this show. Reimer handles the intellectual stuff. He might think he does, but whatever. We'll let him have it. But pretty sure it has to be frozen, right, people? I don't know. You guys tell me. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Yeah, it is frozen. I'm pretty sure you have to freeze it. So what does he do with that fucking, the leftover jizz that he gives the girl from the mouth? Usually the girl either swallows it or goes to the fucking spits it out, right? Been there a million times. I'm sure you all have. But this guy decides to save it. Does he save it to count how many times he blows loads in her mouth? Does he save it for just because he might want to drink it in the morning and thinks he could put it back in his system? It gives him, I don't know, man. I can keep pretending it gives you strength. Superman. I know it sounds similar to the condom guy. The condom guy's offside because it was complete strangers and he wanted to buy it. So that made him sick. This guy's not really sick. I guess he is in a way, but he's not because it's his. So I never got the real reason why he does this. And not only does he like do one or two, like he keeps, like supposedly for the story to be worthy of anything, he's got like over 50 bottles in the cupboard. And that was just like a week ago. So like the update. So like every time he keeps, maybe it's his way of collecting. But at one point you're going to end up having no room. You know what I mean? No room to put all these bottles full of water and cum. I don't know. I don't know what his main goal is or what his reasoning is. But again, that was a little bit of a tidbit of a whack job guy, a whack job who decides to save water with his own cum for whatever who the fuck knows why he does this. Anyways, talk to you guys next week. You heard 3 nonsense stories. I get a couple of them are pretty funny. The Fight Club was pretty decent. Like, I liked it because it was like really whack, and the other ones were just nonsense. Julian and Reimer, if he was here, we're out, people. Have a great one. Take care. Be safe.
Coming up next on stage is Shaniqua. Oh, she's got her titties.